Okay, here's the manifold. Here's the top manifold. Here's the bottom manifold. This is a hydrogen electrolyzer. And in the last video you saw me at the supply house picking up the components. I would never build something like this on a customer commission, but this particular subject is kind of an emergency. I build medical equipment, but this one is kind of an emergency. But let me show you how it goes together. It's kind of nice. Set that up there. One, two, four. Okay. There's electrodes. There's 8 electrodes. They're 26, 27 inches long. And here's the tubes. One, two, three. Okay. Okay, there's all the components. As you can see, the bottom stays for the bottom of the electrode. Came up with kind of an ingenious idea of taking the plug and machining off the little lip and then putting the plug in backward. Fits the electrode nicely. So like I said, this particular subject is kind of a medical emergency for a heavy hydrogen infused bath for a good friend of mine who's got stage 4 cancer. And this project was put on hold for 10 months without my consent. So I'm picking it back up because the good friend of mine needs he's on hospice and he just needs some comfort right now. And with all the medical research that's been done on nanobubbles, hydrogen fusion, if I didn't do this for him, finish the project that was started 10 months ago, I wouldn't feel comfortable with myself. But just give me a second, I'm just putting this back together so you can see how nice it goes together. It's a little tricky, but I don't plan on taking it apart once I glue it. I've got a little welding to do to the electrodes before I glue it back together. I got to weld on a place to attach the electricity. Okay, so there's the basic housing or manifold. These are the negative, and these ones here are the positive electrodes. They locate really nicely. Sometimes necessity is the mother of invention. So this is a particular time issue versus anything else. Otherwise I'd be machining this manifold out of a completely different configuration. But it's going to do the trick. It's a lot of electrode when you add the proper energy to it. So in my circuits, it's voltage based, and we're going to show you the oscilloscope shots and everything when I finish this build, so you get a really clean idea of what's going on and why this is different than regular electrolytic hydrogen. So it's life-saving, hopefully. Okay, so there's the parade. Pretty straightforward. And then it's going to go just like that. Okay. Electricity nuts and bolts will be welded on the top. There'll be nuts and bolts welded on each tube. There's the input. There's the output. Put a couple penetrations in the wall, clamp it to the wall, glue it, set it and forget it. And this over here is my my very own. It's a double vacuum venturi. You can see the machining on that. Fortunately, I was able to hold on to this component so I don't have to remachine it. And that'll go like that. There's a couple other little goodies that'll go on the inside. Once welded together, you'll see it'll be relatively trick. This is a really nice Grundfos pump. It's going to push 350 psi to create the proper atmosphere necessary for a very close to absolute vacuum nanobubble, which is those vacuum venturi jets have already proven to be right around 5 nanometers and 200 million nanobubbles per milliliter of water. All right. Wish me luck. Talk to you soon. Bye.